What if I told you that the average Social Security check, just $1,907 a month, could unlock a lifestyle most millionaires spend decades chasing? Imagine golden sunrises over the Gulf, fresh-caught shrimp on your dinner plate, and warm sand beneath your feet. Every single morning. Sounds too good to be true? Here's the reality. More than 40% of American retirees are being quietly priced out of Florida, Arizona, and California. But while the crowds chase those overpriced coastlines, Texas has been hiding a remarkable secret. Stretched across 367 miles of stunning coastline sit small, peaceful beach towns where rent starts under $900. Property taxes can be frozen for life after age 65, and zero state income tax ever touches your benefits. Today, I'm walking you through 10 Texas beach towns where retirement feels like a permanent vacation, even on Social Security alone. And believe me, the number one town on this list is one almost no one is talking about. One quick favor before we begin, tap that subscribe button now. This channel uncovers the hidden retirement gems big media won't show you, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's dive in. Number 10. Surfside Beach. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is a sleepy little stretch of paradise called Surfside Beach. And trust me, this is the kind of town that makes you wonder why you ever lived anywhere else. Picture this. You wake up to the soft sound of waves rolling in just steps from your front door. There are no high-rise hotels, no honking traffic, no crowded boardwalks. Just pelicans gliding overhead, golf carts humming down sandy lanes, and the salty Gulf breeze drifting through your open window. This is old Texas coast charm at its finest, and it's shockingly affordable. Here's where it gets exciting. The median rent in Surfside Beach hovers around $1,100 a month, and the overall cost of living sites a full 12% below the national average. That means your Social Security check doesn't just cover the basics. It leaves room for fresh seafood dinners, weekend fishing trips, and lazy afternoons on the sand. And the Millionaire-style perk? Many homes here are built on stilts with private beach access. The exact kind of property that would cost you $2 or $3 million in Malibu or the Hamptons. In Surfside, retirees are landing them for a fraction of that. Here's a hidden gem most people miss. Surfside sits inside a village boundary with incredibly low local taxes, and Texas's over 65 homestead exemption can shrink your tax bill even further. Practical tip: move during the off-season between September and February. Landlords are eager to fill vacancies, and you can often lock in long-term leases at 20 to 30% discounts. Surfside Beach proves that the dream of waking up to the ocean isn't just for the wealthy, it's for you. Number 9. Palacios. Sliding into number 9 is a hidden coastal treasure most Texans haven't even heard of. A charming little fishing town called Palacios, proudly nicknamed the City by the Sea. Close your eyes and picture it. Weathered shrimp boats swaying in the harbor as the sun melts into the bay. A 3-mile lighted seawall perfect for evening strolls, hand in hand with your spouse. The smell of fresh Gulf shrimp sizzling from a tiny family-run restaurant just down the street. Palacios moves at the pace life should move at. Slow, peaceful, and deeply human. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where Palacios truly stuns. The median home price sits around just $135,000. Yes, you read that right. Rent? Often under $900 a month. That means a retired couple living on combined Social Security can comfortably own a home outright. with money left over for the good stuff, travel, hobbies, and grandkids' visits. The millionaire-style perk here is something money can't usually buy. Bayfront bungalows with sweeping water views, the kind that go for 7 figures in California or Florida. In Palacios, they're listed for the price of a modest used car down payment. Here's a hidden gem few articles mention. Palacios is home to a vibrant Vietnamese-American fishing community, which means you get access to some of the freshest, most affordable seafood in the entire Gulf Coast, often straight off the boats. Practical tip: apply for the Texas homestead exemption combined with the over 65 exemption, and many Palacios retirees end up paying less than $1,000 a year in property taxes. It's almost unheard of in modern America. Palacios isn't just affordable. It's a quiet little slice of forgotten paradise waiting to welcome you home. Number 8. Aransas Pass. Coming in at number 8 is a lively little harbor town that perfectly blends working-class charm with coastal beauty. Welcome to Aransas Pass, the shrimp capital of Texas. Imagine stepping outside on a cool morning and watching dolphins playfully chase fishing boats through the channel. The air carries the scent of fresh seafood boils and salty Gulf breeze. Every spring, the town comes alive with the famous Shrimporee Festival, where locals gather for music, food, and that unmistakable small-town warmth. Aransas Pass feels like a place where everyone waves, every sunset matters, and time slows down in the best possible way. Now, for the part that turns heads. The cost of living here runs about 10% below the national average, and rentals start around $950 a month. For retirees stretching a Social Security check, that's breathing room most coastal towns simply can't offer. But here's the millionaire-style perk. Aransas Pass sits just a quick 5-minute ferry ride from Port Aransas, often called the Hamptons of Texas. That means you get all the glamour, beaches, and dining of an upscale resort island without paying the upscale price tag. You're essentially living next door to luxury for pennies on the dollar. Here's a hidden gem most people overlook. The ferry service runs 24 hours a day completely free. No tolls, no fees ever. Retirees here enjoy unlimited access to island life without the island cost. Practical tip: look closely at homes in the Con Brown Harbor area. You'll find waterfront views and boat slip access at inland prices, a combination that's nearly extinct in today's market. Aransas Pass proves that luxury and affordability can absolutely live under the same roof. Number 7. Freeport. Landing at number 7 is a town that quietly delivers everything a retiree could ask for. History, beauty, affordability, and world-class healthcare just up the road. Say hello to Freeport, Texas. Picture stepping out your front door into a historic downtown lined with brick storefronts, family-owned diners, and murals telling stories of the town's seafaring past. Just minutes away, Bryan Beach stretches for miles. Wide, uncrowded, and so peaceful you'll often have entire sections all to yourself on a weekday morning. Add in the gentle rhythm of the Brazos River meeting the Gulf, and you've got a setting that feels almost too cinematic to be real. Here's where Freeport starts to shine. The median home price sits around $130,000, and groceries run about 8% cheaper than the national average. Combine that with Texas's zero state income tax, and your Social Security check suddenly stretches far beyond what you'd expect on any other U.S. coastline. The millionaire-style perk here is a true secret weapon: deep-sea fishing charters. The same kind of charters that cost $1,500 a day in Florida can be booked in Freeport for half the price. Imagine living a quiet Hemingway-style retirement, reeling in red snapper and mahi-mahi whenever the mood strikes. Here's a hidden gem that seals the deal. Freeport sits just 1 hour from the Houston Medical Center, home to some of the finest hospitals and specialists in the world. That small-town living with big city medical security, a combination retirees rarely find together. Practical tip: before buying any property, always request an elevation certificate. It helps you steer clear of flood zone surprises and can dramatically lower your insurance costs. Freeport is proof that quiet, affordable, and well cared for can absolutely coexist. Number 6. Port Lavaca. Halfway through our countdown, sitting comfortably at number 6, is one of the best-kept secrets on the entire Texas coast, the peaceful bayside town of Port Lavaca. Imagine waking up to soft bay breezes drifting through your windows, the gentle clinking of sailboats in the distance, and the quiet hum of fishermen heading out for the day. Take a walk down to Lighthouse Beach Park, where a fishing pier stretches longer than a football field out into the calm waters of Lavaca Bay. Pelicans dive, herons wade, and sunsets paint the sky in colors no postcard can capture. This is the kind of place where stress simply doesn't follow you home. Now here's where Port Lavaca turns into a retiree's dream. The average rent sits around just $850 a month, and the overall cost of living runs an incredible 15% below the national average. That kind of math means your social security check doesn't just survive here, it thrives. The Millionaire-style perk? Port Lavaca is home to several bayfront RV and tiny home communities offering resort-style amenities. Pools, clubhouses, fishing docks, and social events. Often for under $1,200 a month, all-inclusive. That's full-blown coastal living for less than the cost of a one-bedroom apartment in most cities. Here's a hidden gem that quietly changes everything. Calhoun County offers some of the lowest senior property taxes anywhere on the Gulf Coast, making homeownership here genuinely within reach. Practical tip: once you turn 65, apply for the Texas property tax deferral for seniors. It can essentially freeze your tax bill for life, protecting your fixed income from rising costs. Port Lavaca is living proof that simple, slow, and stunning is still very much within reach. Number 5. Fulton. Cracking the top 5 at number 5 is a town that feels like it was pulled straight out of a classic Southern novel. The timeless seaside village of Fulton, Texas. Picture this. Grand Victorian mansions sit beside cozy cottages along quiet streets. Centuries-old oak trees bend gracefully toward the sea, shaped by decades of Gulf wind. Down at the harbor, shrimp boats rock gently while seagulls call overhead. The smell of fresh oysters and slow-simmered gumbo drifts from waterfront cafes. Fulton isn't just a place to live. It's a place that gently restores you, day by day, sunset by sunset. Here's where the numbers start to amaze. Median rent in Fulton runs around $1,050 a month, and utilities sit roughly 9% below the national average. For retirees living on Social Security, those small savings add up to something powerful: freedom. Freedom to dine out, travel, spoil the grandkids, and actually enjoy the years you worked so hard for. And the millionaire-style perk? Pure magic. You wake up every morning to breathtaking sunrises over Aransas Bay. The kind of view wealthy tourists happily pay $400 a night to experience for just a weekend. In Fulton, it's simply your everyday backyard. Here's a hidden gem locals love to keep quiet. Fulton Harbor's small seafood market sells fresh oysters for under $10 a dozen, along with shrimp, redfish, and crab pulled straight from the bay that morning. It's the kind of farm-to-table experience that money can't replicate in big cities. Practical tip: look closely at manufactured home communities that include land ownership. Many retirees here secure beautiful, move-in ready homes for under $90,000 total. Fulton is where elegance, ease, and affordability finally meet the sea. Number 4. Corpus Christi. Sliding into number 4 is a town that gives you the rare best of both worlds. Big city amenities with small town affordability. Welcome to Corpus Christi, beautifully nicknamed the Sparkling City by the Sea. Picture stepping out for your morning walk along Ocean Drive, where the bay glitters like scattered diamonds in the sunlight. Sailboats drift lazily across the water. Palm trees sway along the seawall. You can grab fresh tacos for breakfast, browse the USS Lexington Aircraft Carrier Museum in the afternoon, and end your day with a quiet sunset over North Beach. Corpus Christi has the energy of a city, but the soul of a coastal town. And that combination is incredibly rare. Now here's where the magic happens for retirees. Median rent runs around $1,150 a month, and the overall cost of living sits about 6% below the national average. For a city with a real airport, real hospitals, and real cultural life, those numbers are almost unheard of in 2026. The Millionaire style perk? 2 words: Padre Isles. This stunning waterfront community features canal homes with private boat docks, the exact kind of property that would cost you 2 to 3 times more in Florida or California. Here, retirees are quietly snapping them up at a fraction of the cost. Here's a hidden gem that truly changes the game. Corpus Christi offers something almost no other beach town can: a major VA hospital, a regional airport, top-rated medical centers, and 0 state income tax all in one place. That's a retirement power combo money usually can't buy. Practical tip: choose Flower Bluff for unbeatable affordability, or Padre Isles for that luxury waterfront lifestyle without the luxury price tag. Corpus Christi is where city comfort meets coastal calm, beautifully. Number 3. Rockport. Now we're stepping into the top 3. And at number 3 sits a town so charming, so artistic, and so quietly affordable it's been called one of America's happiest seaside towns. Meet Rockport, Texas. Picture strolling down streets lined with colorful art galleries, where local painters and sculptors display their work right in their front windows. Wind-sculpted oak trees twist in dramatic shapes along the shoreline, telling stories of decades of Gulf breezes. Down at the harbor, fishing boats bob beside pelican-covered piers, and the smell of fresh grilled redfish drifts from waterfront cafes. Rockport feels less like a town and more like a long, slow exhale. Exactly what retirement should feel like. Here's where it gets surprising. Median rent hovers around $1,000 a month, and home prices remain remarkably reasonable. In fact, since the town's careful rebuild after Hurricane Harvey, Rockport has quietly become a buyer's market, meaning retirees today can land properties that were once well out of reach. The Millionaire-style perk? Rockport has been nationally celebrated by Coastal Living magazine, listed among the country's finest seaside destinations. You get the prestige, the views, and the lifestyle of a high-end coastal town at small-town prices. That's the kind of value that simply doesn't exist anymore in Florida or California. Here's a hidden gem very few people know. Rockport is one of the top birding destinations in all of North America, drawing nature lovers from around the world. That steady ecotourism economy quietly supports local home values and keeps the community thriving. Practical tip: focus on newer builds constructed after 2017. They're built to modern hurricane standards, Surprisingly affordable and often come with lower insurance premiums. Rockport is where art, nature, and affordability beautifully collide. Number 2, Port Isabel. We're almost at the top, and sitting proudly at number 2 is a town with more history, color, and coastal magic than seems possible for its size. Welcome to Port Isabel, the gateway to South Padre Island. Picture this. The iconic Port Isabel Lighthouse, standing tall since 1852, glows softly against a sunset-streaked sky. Down at the waterfront, you're savoring fresh shrimp tacos while watching the causeway lights shimmer across the bay toward South Padre. Pelicans dive into the water. Fishermen wave from their boats. Music drifts from a nearby cantina. Port Isabel feels like a place where every evening is a celebration, and every morning is a gift. Here's where the numbers steal the show. Median rent sits around just $950 a month, and the overall cost of living runs an incredible 14% below the national average. For a town with this much beauty, culture, and energy, those prices feel almost impossible. But they're real. The millionaire-style perk? This is the big one. You get the entire South Padre Island lifestyle, the beaches, the restaurants, the nightlife, the resort energy, for roughly half the cost of living on the island itself. It's the smartest coastal trade-off in all of Texas. Here's a hidden gem that quietly saves retirees thousands. Port Isabel fills up with winter Texans from November through March, which means summer rentals drop dramatically, sometimes by 30 to 40%. Time your move right, and you'll lock in unbeatable long-term rates. Practical tip: take a close look at Long Island Village, a gated waterfront community designed specifically for active retirees, offering resort amenities at shockingly affordable prices. Port Isabel is where history, fiesta, and coastal luxury come together beautifully. Number 1, Ingleside on the Bay. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At number 1 sits a town so small, so peaceful, and so unbelievably affordable that most Americans have never even heard its name. Meet the crown jewel of the Texas coast, Ingleside on the Bay. Picture this. A tiny tucked-away peninsula with just 600 residents, where everyone knows your name and the ocean is always within walking distance. Mornings begin with dolphin pods gliding through Corpus Christi Bay, and evenings end with sunsets so vivid they seem painted by hand. There are no traffic lights, no tourist crowds, no big city noise, just the soft rhythm of waves, the call of seabirds, and the quiet kind of happiness money usually can't buy. Now hold on tight, because here's where it gets unbelievable. Rent starts around just $1,050 a month, and the cost of living runs a stunning 17% below the national average. Property taxes here have historically been among the lowest on the entire Texas coast. For a Social Security retiree, this isn't just affordable. It's life-changing. The millionaire-style perk? Pure, untouched bayfront living. Private boat ramps, panoramic water views, and sunsets unbroken by skyscrapers. The exact kind of lifestyle billionaires buy entire islands for. In Ingleside on the Bay, it's simply Tuesday. Here's a hidden gem that seals the deal. You're just 15 minutes from Corpus Christi, meaning world-class healthcare, major grocery stores, and a regional airport are always within easy reach, without the big city price tag attached. Practical tip: reach out to local realtors directly. The best deals here rarely hit Zillow. They pass quietly through word of mouth within the community. Ingleside on the Bay isn't just a town. It's the retirement secret America forgot to talk about. And there you have it, 10 stunning Texas beach towns where retirement doesn't just feel possible, it feels luxurious. From the quiet, stilt homes of Surfside Beach to the hidden bayfront paradise of Ingleside on the bay, every single one of these towns proves the same powerful truth. You don't need millions to live like a millionaire. You just need to know where to look. Remember, with zero state income tax, senior property tax freezes, and a coastline stretching 367 miles, Texas quietly offers retirees something the rest of America simply can't: freedom, sunshine, and dignity on a Social Security budget. So here's my question for you. Which of these towns would you pack up and move to tomorrow? Drop the number in the comments below. I read every single one, and your answer might just inspire someone else's next chapter. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button, subscribe for more retirement secrets, and check out our next deep dive. 7 Florida towns retirees are fleeing and where they're moving instead. It might just change your plans forever. Until next time, dream big, plan smart, and may your best years still be ahead.